Hey there, it's Lauren. Welcome back to Take Action Tuesday. Today we are going to talk about the top 5 mindset shifts that we need to make to best support our AAC users. Whether you need to make these yourself or you are supporting others that do, this episode is sure to be packed full of tips and relatable stories. Are you ready to dive in? Let's go. Let's talk mindset today. Our mindset is how we approach a new skill or idea and is so important to success. Our learners can absolutely tell if you are interested and ready to go or cautiously walking into it. We need to do mindset work on ourselves before we get started. If you've been around AAC for a while, it's likely that you already did this work, either subconsciously or intentionally. Those that are new to AAC see a lot of misinformation out there, and they have to be able to navigate through this to get started. So before we dive into the top 5 mindset shifts, a piece of advice for those of you working with parents, teachers, or others hesitant to AAC. Remember our last episode when we said we needed to get curious about the communication belief? We need to do that, dispel any myths they bring up, and remember that this journey is a huge mindset shift for some. Some individuals will not be ready right away, and although that breaks our heart, we need to respect others and continue to provide support and guidance when we can. I think about exercising and eating healthy, and I know it's something I need to do. I know it's better for my health. I know it only requires 30 minutes a day, but those 30 minutes seem really daunting. And when I have all these other things on my plate, it's just too much sometimes. And this can be applied to AAC as well. Oftentimes we feel really overwhelmed, hard to get started. So when we can get started, we are doing really great. So let's start with our top 5 mindset shifts. I often hear, I don't know anything about AAC. What I would really like to shift this to is, I know something and I'm going to start there. If you are saying that you don't know anything, you likely know something because you're even thinking about AAC in the first place. So take a step back and write down what you do know and start there. Write down things you don't know and how you may go about learning those things and tackle them one at a time. Remember, starting AAC in some capacity is better than not starting at all. I really do believe that. So here's an example for you. I recently consulted on an AAC evaluation of a middle school student that has visual impairment. I haven't really done a lot of visual impairment before, so I knew this was going to be new territory for me. I went back to what I know. They were using an app that I know can make visual adjustments on appearance, so I started there. Then I went to various other resources that I know about, good old-fashioned Google, learned some more, and talked to some of my peers. And with a little bit of research, I was able to solidly find us some options for moving forward. You may say, okay, Lauren, but you already know AAC, so let's apply it to someone totally new to AAC. You have a student that needs AAC, and you have an app on your iPad. Let's say it's TD Snap, because if you are a speech therapist, you can get that for free on your device. We can talk about that later. But you start there. What works, what does not, and then start navigating these new options as needed. It is okay to start with what you have and not have all the resources in your arsenal. Know that there are device reps out there willing to help you. There are speech therapists out there willing to help you. Start with where you're at and learn more each day. Next, I often hear, I'll wait to talk with AAC until I know more. What I really would like to shift to is I will learn more by talking with AAC. So people ask about implementation all the time. And the reality is, it is a lot more simple than it looks. What I find to be the biggest challenge for others is that individuals are really afraid to talk with AAC because they don't necessarily know where the words are or they don't know what to say. So let's make it as simple as we can. If you say it verbally, you can also say it on the device. There are no rules for what you can or can't say on an assistive technology device. The more you use the device, search for words, the more efficient and effective these conversations will become. So I currently have a student that's using LAMP, and we were working with a ball ramp in my office. and I was verbally talking and highlighting some of the words on his device. And during this 15-minute interaction, I myself paused 5 different times to look up words, and sometimes they didn't even exist in the system, which was really frustrating. But the point here is if you do not talk with AAC, you're never going to feel confident talking with AAC. You have to get in and you have to give it a try. Next, I often hear no one on the team is on board with my AAC plan. What I would like to shift to is the team and I are ready to move forward with this part of the plan. I'm always really hesitant to say that no one is on board with the plan, but rather there are questions and concerns about the plan. And if you go back to the last episode about communication beliefs and goals, you'll likely have a really good understanding of the end goal for everyone on the team. You may differ slightly on the journey to get there, but what I find is that others genuinely want to help their kids. They really do. But one of these mindset shifts is really in the way, or their communication belief is really in the way. So meet them where they're comfortable and show success. I have a family that asked me not to start high-tech AAC, but agreed to some light-tech AAC. So we went with this, and then we reassessed the need for high-tech AAC a few months later. The child was getting therapy and language enrichment, and a lot of progress at home. But in community and school settings, it was still slow progress. And we had this discussion that sometimes we all need support in different environments. And then we started to explore more options related to high-tech AAC for the community and school settings. Next, I often hear, I don't have time to learn this. What I'd like to shift to is I can learn one thing each day and become an effective communication partner. This is huge, guys. AAC takes time and energy to learn, and I totally get that. But remember, if you feel this way, the rest of the team likely feels this way too. But we need to switch this mindset and allow ourselves to learn as we go. Everything I do in life comes with some initial research and then learning as I go. I started a business and I learned new things about it each day. I became a parent and I swear I learned 10 things each day. The point here is that we're not chasing perfection, we're chasing knowledge. We're not chasing perfection, we're chasing knowledge. It's really important to hear. We can never know everything about a topic in every situation. So take the pressure off yourself, do some research up front, and then learn as you go. Take what you know and then keep learning as you go. Next, I often hear we need to meet our goal. What I would like to shift to is we celebrate the steps to our goal. So to wrap up the mindset shift, let's talk a little bit about measuring and celebrating success. Everyone has their own timeline, and we cannot control that timeline. We can only support it. We need to be a cheerleader for our individuals and not the scoreboard telling them they didn't measure up. Because the scoreboard doesn't look at the full picture. It doesn't show the amazing teamwork, new skills, and dedication that was put into this success. It simply sees win or lose. A cheerleader, however, is there every step of the way with encouragement and enthusiasm. So I want you to be the cheerleader. I have a young adult that I've been working with for a little over a year, and just last month, he independently picked up his device and intentionally took it with him. Sounds like a small victory, right? We celebrated. It was huge for him. That was a really big step in gaining that independence. So remember, we have a distinct option when we come across something that is hard. We can look at it, talk about how hard it is, doubt ourselves, and continue a cycle of fear around it. Or we can embrace the challenge, learn from others, and know that we can do this and be brave about it. If you are looking for more support in the mindset area and the communication beliefs area, there is a free resource for you to download. You can find the link below. It will walk you through the 6 steps of the AAC mindset map. And you also have the opportunity to purchase the full workbook, which includes a lot of the things we discussed today and interactive worksheets to work through with others. So my goal for you today is to take these mindset shifts and really apply them to your daily work with the AAC users. Whether you're an SLP, a parent, a teacher, other professional, or a caregiver, you have to check your mindset. When you are excited, the kids and the learners are excited. Also, keep in mind that you cannot change other people, but you can contribute knowledge, experience, and support so that they can shift their mindset and feel more excited and confident. I will see you guys next week.